Sam here from Clap Shop Labs. I want to do a quick comparison of my E36 to my E90. So previously, in my previous video with the E90, I kind of explained how I was looking for a daily driver to replace my E36, and I found that the E90 was a very similar car to the E36, so that's what I went with. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys why I think it's pretty similar. I just want to do a quick walk around with both of them. You can kind of see the size difference. The E90 is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. Not much. And when you drive it, you could feel it, but you can't really feel it that much. It's not like the difference between an E36 and an E30 when you can feel the size difference. E36 versus E90, it's not as substantial, especially when you're driving the N52 powered car, because the weight difference is only 200 pounds. The N52 car weighs 3,300 pounds. The E36 weighs 3,100 pounds. Overall, they're pretty similar layout too. I mean, you get rear-wheel drive on both, manual transmission in the middle, and then inline six with hydraulic steering in the front. They both have, this one being a 95, the M3 being a 95, and the E90 being a 328. They're both 3 liters, and they're both inline sixes, and they're both port injected. So with the E36, you get the S50 B30. With the E90, you're getting the N52 B30. As far as interiors go, they're pretty similar too. You can see right here, the 328. It's got a 3-spoke steering wheel, manual transmission, has a simple amber radio, and sport seats. You can see the sport seats have thigh bolsters. And then you can see, here's the rear ends. So I just wanted to show that. You guys can see the difference between them, styling wise. But the interior in the E36 is pretty similar too. I mean, you get, 3-spoke steering wheel, manual transmission, and then sport seats. I would say the E90 seats are a little more comfortable, a little bit more supportive. I do like the cloth in the E36 more, but I mean, that's just something I swapped in. That's not even a factory seat. So, I mean, it's a factory seat, but for another car. You can see the rear ends. You can see the styling is, in some ways, is pretty similar. But yeah, I mean, overall, E90 is a little bit bigger, but the E36, it's a considerably bit older. And I think as a fun project car, or just like a fun weekend car, I think the E36 is definitely a better car, because it's more fun, it's more raw. It might have more problems because it's older, but it's still an E36. I mean, they're pretty solid. You see them with over 200,000 miles. But if you're looking for a daily, I think the E90 is definitely the move. And the big reason why, honestly, is the age. And the other thing is I think it's the cost. So E36, I got my E36 for $4,500 from the original owner, or from the second owner, and it had I had 180,000 miles on it. And I think today, I mean, that's not what you're going to pay today. I think today my car's probably worth between. The crazy thing is with the E36 market is it really just depends on the buyer, because people pay crazy amounts of money for E36, and then some people don't. So I'd say between 12 and 20 grand. 20 grand is the most. That'd be if I pick some other stuff. But I'd say bottom dollar, probably about 12 grand. My E90, you can easily get one for under 10. I paid $6,500 for mine. So, I mean, you can find one for, I've seen, my friends have all had, a lot of my friends have had E90s, and they've all paid under 10 grand. With like, 100,000 miles or less. So, the miles on E90s, they're going to be half the miles. It's going to be a newer car. And, it'll be safer too. E90 is a better chassis as far as handling goes, just because of the stiffness, I think. I think that's a big difference, is the torsional rigidity. The E90 is way stiffer. So the car actually handles way better. But, you're not going to get the rawness of the E36 in the E90. But I think overall, the overall experience, fairly similar. And especially if you're looking for a daily, I'd 100% recommend the E90. So I definitely recommend the E36 too. I mean, if you can, I daily mine it for a while. If you don't mind having a car that you got to fix up on the weekends, and you might have a spare car that that you can use, E36 is also really good daily. And even if you didn't, I mean, you probably could, especially if you're good with working on your car. It's definitely a doable car to daily, but in my eyes, it's really hard to beat the E90 for what it is. So yeah, after this video, later on I'll have a video comparing the E90 to the E36 as far as driving impressions, but I just don't have a setup for that, an in-car setup for that yet, but that'll come. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know, and thank you.